They are actively under review to become federally listed. They're California's only native freshwater turtle, and they're actually split into two subspecies. You have the northwestern pond turtle and the southwestern pond turtle. And due to the location of the field site, we fall into the Bay Area where the two subspecies actually meet. And there have been no prior studies at this field site, so we're actually conducting a lot of studies all at the same time. And to no one's surprise, this is a lot of what we saw. So this is one male turtle's movement across almost an entire year. He never really left the pond, maybe except to bask on the edges a little bit. Shocking, right? And that kind of made us question if we made the right choice by buying expensive transmitters. But we were actually able to document some cool extremes. For example, male ABJ, who traveled an estimated 1.71 kilometers. So experts say that when a turtle leaves a pond, the max distance is 500 meters, and that when they leave a pond, they prefer in-water movement, such as following drainages. However, male ABJ does not follow this framework. So he left the creek, went uphill through a ravine, through what we assume the reservoir, up another creek, and then entered a brand new watershed. So it's estimated he traveled 6.53 kilometers, which breaks the record for the turtle that traveled 5 kilometers in Washington. I remember one time I was convinced that I lost a transmitter and it fell off. And I remember seeing the tip of the transmitter sticking out of the dirt, and I go to pull it, and I was met with resistance. And I pushed back all of this dirt, and she was buried beneath the dirt nesting. We didn't know where females would nest, or honestly how many females were going to nest, if any. So we monitored one stock pond for the entire month of June using VHF telemetry. So just like what we're seeing with GPS data, what we're seeing at this field site is not what we're reading in the literature. So I think it's important to note that there is limited published research, especially on nesting behavior and nest site characteristics. And these turtles, with their plasticity and ability to occupy varying habitats and microhabitats, it can lead to varying behavior. And so it can be difficult to generalize their habitat use. So it's important that we keep studying these small fragmented populations so we learn more about them and their needs. So when western pond turtles nest, they create a muddy seal that seals off the cavity and protects the eggs. And a lot of these nests were missing that, which is abnormal and alarming. And we're not sure if it's because they run out of energy while nesting and they can't complete it, or because the soil's so compact that they use up their entire bladder at the beginning and that there's nothing to form the plug at the end. But all of this to say is that it's important that we continue new and prevalent research to better understand these species, and then we can use this data to deploy effective management practices such as larger buffer zones, better soil management, or regulation and restoration of pond ecosystems and riparian habitat.